Greetings and welcome, my fellow Guardians. Joker here. So Game Informer just posted a last bit of coverage on the Taken King, and it's kind of this in-depth, hour-long Q&A. I've gone ahead and gone over it and condensed it down, so without further ado, let's jump right in. They start off with a question about Etheric Light. Currently, there's no exchange for it. There may be one by the time the Taken King comes out. That's something they're still working on. What's the difference between Year 1 light level and Year 2? In Year 1, the max level obtainable through the different expansions signified your identity. In Year 2, the level being displayed will be the max level attainable through leveling, so level 40. From the sound of it, it sounds like light will work much in the same way as it's always worked. However, they've attuned the system in a way that takes away the sudden spikes of power, making it less of a staircase and more of a ramp. I think what they assume is, by the time you reach level 40 in the Taken King, because of how much more loot is dropping, and because of the different avenues at which to attain loot, or infuse it, that you'll always have something to work towards. Think more House of Wolves, where they had Prison of Elders, or Trials of Osiris, or Iron Banner, or Ascension, that allowed you to jump to the max level doing what you wanted to do, generally speaking. As opposed to Vanilla or Dark Below, in which the only way you could reach the level cap was running the raids and hopefully getting that piece of gear you needed. It also sounds like they've tried to alleviate the hike even further by having gear of various qualities available in blues that run from entry-level blues to blues that are better than entry-level legendaries. Only time will tell how this system will actually work, but it sounds like a much-needed improvement over the current one. Next up, does attack power matter? The long and short of it, absolutely. If you want to use Gjallarhorn in Year 2, it's going to cost you on your overall gear score of your character, and your character's ability to do and take damage. Next up, they ask about the new vault space and how does that work. Apparently they just found a megabyte of memory and reallocated it. Does the Xbox 360 and the PS3 hold Destiny back? There's an awkward silence and then a congratulations to the last gen team for getting it to even work, so you tell me. So, Titans are kinda underpowered. What's up with that? Well, apparently, Luke Smith believes that a well-played Defender Titan is still the strongest PvE class in the game. I would argue that an averagely played Sunsinger with self-res has saved more Nightfalls and normal raids. He then goes on to talk about PvP and how most supers obliterate Defender Titans. Now, it sounds as if they're trying to address that. Luke commented that he wasn't sure, but he believes super or damage cast outside the bubble, from my understanding, will no longer kill. The example given was Razor's Edge. That said, a Striker Titan needs to be inside the bubble to do his job, so yeah, not much fixed here. He then comments that they need to go back and look at all the old subclasses and reevaluate them. Eventually. Next up, we get to kind of the most contentious topic that's going around in the community right now. Talk about the decision for which exotics to bring forward and which ones to leave behind. From the way it sounds, they wanted the exotics that they brought forward to fulfill niches that new exotics weren't already fulfilling. On top of that, they give the example of the Might of Multi-Tool. The Might of Multi-Tool will be left behind because in the Taken King there will be 3 new exotic scout rifles. Even though there was only 1 exotic scout rifle in Vanilla. And there will technically only be 2 exotic scout rifles in Taken King on the Xbox. So they're gonna leave Mida behind. Who saw that coming? Weapons like Gjallarhorn and Icebreaker are going to be left behind because they're too powerful. PS4 exotics are being brought forward because, no shit, the Xbox community hasn't used them. And Thorn was left behind because it's too OP, but Last Word and Hawkmoon are being brought forward for different reasons because they're not as OP as Thorn, so it's okay. Anyways, regardless, they have reasons why they're doing it? Kind of? Maybe? I'm still of the opinion of everything should be brought forward. Something, no matter how overpowered it is, or how useless it is, or how underrepresented it may have been, or maybe overrepresented in the next DLC, as far as weapon classifications go, or armor classifications go, something is somebody's baby. Something is somebody's first exotic. something is somebody's favorite, and I don't think leaving them behind to get people to go out of their comfort zones is the right way to go about it. But those are just my thoughts. Moving forward, we have the Glimmer Cap. Apparently they're not doing anything really about the current Glimmer Cap, but what they're going to do is they're going to charge more for stuff, and they're going to make it to where we can earn more Glimmer quickly. So I guess they assume that we're not going to have that cap at all times. Or they've put interesting ways into the game for us to use Glimmer. What I would like to see is the ability to trade Glimmer to the speaker or somebody else and get items that we actually need as far as materials go. Like, I'm out of weapon parts. Completely and utterly out of weapon parts. I'd like to be able to buy them. Just saying. Moving forward. Artifacts, question mark? Apparently artifacts increase stats, which we knew, and they have interesting perks that allow you to generate orbs for your team based on elemental weapon damage, melee damage, or grenade damage. Barbershop, question mark? Apparently they wanted to do this, but they just haven't figured out a way to put it in the game in a way that works. I say that they should just have an item that you can consume and opens up the character creation menu. And then maybe there's like a cooldown on it of a week. You have to stick with it for a week before you can do it again. Those are just my thoughts though. Are they updating the raids? No, but you'll still play them because they're fun. Are there new trophies / achievements? Answer: yes. And thank you to, I believe, xboxachievements.org, we actually have a list of 10 of the new achievements. They should be on the screen right now. How does equipping emotes work? The new emote will overwrite your point emote. The Reef, question mark? Petra has a long storyline, and it is through her quest that we learn more about the Awoken, like their reaction to the Taken King. How about Prison of Elders? What's going on with that? Will there be Taken in the Prison of Elders? Will there be new rewards in the Prison of Elders? Apparently, the Prison of Elders will be left behind, most likely in favor for the similar in nature activity known as the Court of Oryx. How about Trials of Osiris? What's going on with that? Trials of Osiris will be updated. It'll have new loot and new gear that is more in line with the Taken King levels. Okay, what's going on with strikes? Apparently strikes are going to be brought down to 3 playlists. A legacy playlist, where all your year 1 content will be, and then Vanguard Normal and Vanguard Heroic. There's also a plethora of other changes that will be happening to the strike playlist that they went over in the weekly update, and I'll go ahead and link that in the description below. As far as PvP goes, how about cheaters? What are they doing with cheaters and laggy connections and stuff like that? Unfortunately, it's still ongoing. My guess is it's probably difficult to figure out who is cheating and who just has a potato connection. That said, they said that they are rolling out a tighter, true skill based matchmaking system. What that will entail and if it will let us know player ranking based on skill up front instead of just believing that the system is working, who knows? But they're trying. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There was another superfluous question about how do Guardians see outside of visors that have no eye holes? Well, that's easy. The mask, the visor, the helmet takes sensory data like a camera, like small cameras or sensors outside of the helmet, and it projects like a TV screen on the inside of the helmet. I mean, come on. It's just basic. That makes sense. Anyways, my fellow Guardians, that's it for this this Game Informer coverage. It's been rather interesting. I kind of like how they've given us enough to be excited about with the Taken King, but they haven't like spoiled everything. There's like really cool snippets here and there and breadcrumbs, but nothing like, oh hey, here's how this works and here's how that works and here's everything, here you go, you know exactly what you're getting into, exactly what's going to happen, exactly when you load up the DLC, like with House of Wolves. So I'm glad that that hasn't happened. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below about all these changes. And like always, my fellow Guardians, stay frosty.